Hello, teacher.
Okay, so let's just wait for the others to come in. All right, so good morning, everyone.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning.
So today we're going to discuss a
Morning.
topic in science. And now for us to start, let's take a look at here. Look at the picture below and tell me what are um what are the force being exerted in the picture or objects? Nice here.
Spinning, jumping, swinging, and then running.
Mhm. Right, so what you can say, as what you can see here, you have the following movements such as spinning, what else? Jumping,
Running,
running,
spinning,
mhm,
jumping, and also climbing. And swimming.
swimming. Yes, here you have swimming. What else? You have the spinning wheel and the jumping, the swinging and pushing. Okay, so this one here, so you can see here, the boy is pushing the merry-go-round. Then you have another one, the boy is pushing the girl on the swing. And the boy is pushing down on the pogo stick with his feet, right? Can you see it?
Mhm.
So these following are one of the examples of force. So what make things move? What do you think make things move? When an object cannot start to move on their own, you have to use a push or pull to put something in motion, right? So the object cannot move on their own. That's why you have to push and to pull the object. When you play a soccer, you kick the ball to move it across the field. And your kick is a push. So if you do not kick the ball, it will stay in the same place, right? It will always stay in the same place. Just like, for example, when you touch something, like your pencil. Your pencil will not write on its own. You have to hold it, and then you have to write down. Okay? Next, a push or pull is called a force. So if you push something, it will move away from you. If you pull it, it will move closer to you. Can you give me an example of push and pull?
Pull.
How about for the pull?
Pull the door.
Mm, pull the door. What else?
And then force
Huh?
and like the FBI force. You need to push the door open.
Okay, so you have to pull the door. Okay, example. Same goes with the tag of war, right? You have to pull.
Oh, yeah, tug of war.
Mm-mm. What else?
Did you receive my message?
No?
Okay, you
Okay,
can
so
check
what
later the
else?
messenger.
What else do we have? Example of push. How about push?
Push the swing.
You have push the swing, right? You have to push the swing.
Got to push the computer buttons.
Huh?
The computer buttons.
Yes, you have to push. Push the elevator buttons, right? Next. No, it's press. Okay, so next you have another one. So a kick is a kind of push as well. Opening a drawer is a kind of pull. So you can have more different objects with different amounts of force. So what are some forces? Again, what are some
Gravity.
forces?
Yes.
You have the first one, which is the gravity. So when you let go of a ball and it falls, gravity is a force that pulls down on everything on Earth. So,
What would happen if
mhm.
the Earth was reversed? The moon is in the Earth and the Earth is in the moon.
Huh?
What would happen?
It's so impossible because the moon is too slow. I mean,
What
too
will
small.
happen? What will happen?
What will happen? I don't think
You cannot sleep anymore, teacher, because there's gravity and you cannot sleep because
all I know is that if the Mars and the Earth collide, there will be an explosion.
Yeah, teacher, the sun is 30 million.
No, there's a blue
13 billion years now.
Okay, so let's continue now. Let's talk about it later. So here you have gravity again. Gravity is a force that pulls down on everything on Earth. So it pulls down everything on Earth. So when you jump up in the air, gravity pulls you back down to the ground. Here. Example of the gravity as well. Example of the gravity you have. Wait, share this to you.
Like this, teacher, the balloon doesn't make the same thing because it has air.
Okay, so example of gravity is this one. Look at this one. Right? So this is one of the example of the gravity. So when you jump in the air, just like how the apple dropped, gravity pulls you back down to the ground, but the apple just fly away. Okay, another example is this one. So you can see the ball is bouncing up and down. So
Teacher, gravity can. Why does the balloon don't work the same thing? Because it has air and air is above.
But the gravity in Earth is different. Okay, the gravity in Earth is different.
Teacher,
If the object falls, it will go directly to the ground. Okay, that's what we call gravity.
no gravity, teacher.
Huh?
Space has no gravity.
What did you say, Zach?
Has no gravity or has gravity.
Face?
Yeah.
What do you mean face?
Space. S-P-A-C-E.
Oh, space. Of course, space is gravity. That's why the other planets and as well as the Earth is floating.
And
Okay, so
There, no gravity there.
Huh?
There's
Is
no
there
gravity
gravity
there.
there?
In
There's no,
space, there's no
no,
gravity.
yes, there's no gravity, okay?
You only float.
Mm.
Why? Why,
You
my
float.
teacher?
We need gravity to stay in the ground.
Okay,
Why?
so why? It's because the orbit of the planet and other planets is actually has their own paths around the sun. And the sun is the reason, as well as the moon, that's why our planet is floating in the universe. Aside from that, with the help of no gravity, also makes our planet float, as well as the rest of the planets. So if the universe or if the space has gravity, tendency is that everything actually falls. That's why. Okay, so let's continue. So you can see here that the ball is bouncing. So when the gravity pulls on objects through solids, liquids, and gas, the amount of force that pulls something down toward the earth is called weight. It is called weight. Okay, so another one. So we have discussed the gravity, the weight, and today and this time we're going to discuss about friction. So how do you create friction? What?
Friction is
Mm-hmm.
to rub it together. When you to rub it together, like my hand.
Exactly. Okay, so friction is a force that occur when two things are rubbed together. Okay, example, when it's cold and you want to warm yourself, just have to rub your two hands together and it will make heat due to friction. So when you skate, it's like when you skate, you drag a rubber stopper on the ground to stop. The dragging causes friction, and friction is a force that slows down the moving objects. So, just like this one right here, for you to stop skiing or sliding down, you have to create a friction. Okay, so you have to do something that could stop it. So there's usually more friction on rough surfaces than on smooth ones. It is usually harder to push or pull something on a rough surface than the smooth surface. So those are the three types of force. You have gravity, weight, friction. But force is also included with the push and pull. So you have here, again, force is push or pull on an object. So what you can see here, you have pull, pull, and then push.
Teacher, do you know I only need 2 more modules and I'm done with the modules. We need to answer 2 more modules and I'm done.
That's good. Okay, so you have
Because
here.
I'm scared
Mm,
to be done in 15 or 16. So that's 10.
it's okay.
Yeah, till 30.
All right, so let's continue now. So as what we have discussed, what is gravity? So if you throw something in the air, it will fall back down. It is pulled down by a force called gravity. So you have here, if you throw the ball, it will always go back down. And what is friction? So friction, two surfaces rubbing together creates a force called friction. If you rub it together, it will create a force. Okay, so that's it for the science. Do you have any question about the lesson in science about friction?
Question.
Huh? No, are you sure?
Yeah, I need to.
Yes, what's your
Are we gonna do
question?
something?
Huh? What did you say?
Teacher, also if you are not cold and you need to hold your hands, how do you do that with friction?
If you're not what? If you're not?
If you're not cold and you're just it's really hot, how do you make it cold with friction?
You cannot always you cannot create cold with the use of friction because friction always provide heat. Example, if you rub the two rocks together, it will create fire.
Or if you put your glasses on the sun to make fire.
Yes, you can also make fire with the use of that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have another questions? No more questions?
Yeah, no more.
No more question.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let me ask question then. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Hmm? Okay, so blank is created if you push or pull something.
What?
Blank is created if
Force.
you push or pull something. You have force. Blank is a force that falls down on everything on earth.
Gravity.
Gravity, okay? Gravity.
It's gravity.
So blank pulls on objects through solids, liquids, and gases, and the amount of force that pulls some things downward to earth is called blank. What is it? The amount of force that pulls something down toward earth is called blank.
Kicking.
Huh?
I mean, fraction. Fraction.
No.
Friction.
No. Again, the amount of force that pulls something down toward earth is called blank. Okay, it is weight. Okay, so weight is the amount of force that pulls something down toward the earth. Right? Next. Blank happens when two things rub together. Blank happens when two things rub together.
Friction.
Right, it's actually friction. A force, a force, a force is blank or blank on an object. A force is blank or a blank on an object. What is it? It is composed of two forces.
Push or pull.
Push or pull. Push or pull. All right, I guess you guys remember the lesson. Remember the lesson very well. I hope you will not forget that one.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about it? No more?
No. Teacher, can you check the messenger and see what I messaged you after this?
What is it, Sean? What did you message about?
It's like I'm so confused that like I'm just asking, but it's like I don't know why my dad doesn't have work tomorrow, and
Oh, you mean like for tomorrow? Okay,
yeah.
so tomorrow we have class. We have class, and that
That there tomorrow we
That-
have quiz.
that's I mean the work tomorrow, the holiday tomorrow is only for Cebu City. It doesn't include the Talisay. So still do have class.
Okay.
Mhm. All right.
Just
So
asking.
guess that's it for today. I mean for this science class. We'll see each other again. We'll see each other again later. So let's say goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
Okay.
classmates. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.